Okay. Hey everyone. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're joining me live on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. I am going to be talking about if your body doesn't feel good, nothing else works. How cool does that sound, right? While feeling better is often the missing piece before strength improves. I am Liz Philippone. I help people stay strong, confident, and independent by combining evidence-based training with mindful movement and nervous system support. I'm a multi-certified fitness and wellness professional. I specialize in strength, mobility, and corrective exercise for midlife and older adults. My approach focuses on building resilience, not perfection, so you can move better, reduce pain, and continue doing what you love to do for years to come. And I'm so excited to be presenting a couple of different sessions at SCW Fitness, SCW Mania in Florida at the end of this month. So I can't wait to be presenting about this topic, actually. So thank you so much for being here. And we are going to get right into it. So we are going to talk about if your body doesn't feel good, nothing else works. Okay. So have you ever tried to stay consistent with exercise, but your body just didn't feel good enough to keep going? Let me know in the comments. All right. Have you gone on a good streak and then all of a sudden your body just starts to not feel good in some way, and then you're just like, I ain't going to keep doing this? Or you stop, whether it's tightness or stiffness, feeling drained after your workouts, constant tension, feeling like movement just takes too much effort. Okay, is this you? So most people feel they need more motivation or discipline, right? But sometimes the issue isn't motivation, it is support. Okay, and it's like, what does that look like, right? I will get into that. But I want you to, if you're watching this live, excuse me, got my allergies here kicking in, drop in the chat what feels hardest right now. Stiffness, low energy, recovery, staying consistent. All right, let me know in the comments right now. Even if you're watching the replay, okay, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your answer on that. So what does feel better actually mean, right? It says the title of this is like, if your body doesn't feel good, right, nothing else works, right? So what does it actually mean to feel better? Sometimes we forget, right? Because maybe we've been experiencing pain or other discomfort in our bodies physically, which totally affects our mental state, okay? So feeling better isn't being perfect, never feeling sore, doing less forever. That's not what feeling better really means, okay? What feeling better means, at least this is what I am portraying in this live stream, is reducing tension, improving recovery, supporting your nervous system, and moving with more ease. I'm highlighting a lot of this recovery right now because I've talked about that is usually the missing piece, and a lot of it has to do with supporting your nervous system. So if you took my 5-day virtual Step Out of Stress nervous system reboot program, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who did that program felt a difference, right? When you did certain things, small doses, not like 20-minute meditations, right? Not going to bed at 8 o'clock at night, really like doing some simple things that support your nervous system, like literally 2 to 3 minutes a day, made a huge difference in your day. So when your body starts to feel supported, your nervous system feels supported, consistency becomes easier because you're giving your body rest and your nervous system time to reboot, recalibrate, okay? So, why do people struggle with consistency? Oh, this is like the main piece of this live stream is consistency, right? People don't always quit because they're lazy. All right. It's not because you're lazy. Okay. Maybe you have tried to be consistent and then you just fall off for whatever reason. And then you just call yourselves all sorts of names like lazy. It's not that you are lazy. Okay. I want to make that perfectly clear. Sometimes your body feels overwhelmed, or your mind too. I want to add the mind in there. Your body and your mind just feels overwhelmed with whatever, with all the stuff you're trying to do to stay healthy, but also the other stuff, right, that comes up for us. Recovery, sometimes it's the recovery part that is missing. Stress may be too high in your life right now. Movement just feels uncomfortable. And I'm not saying it's all these things, right? It just could be that it could be one of those things. Your body mind feels overwhelmed. Recovery is missing in your routine, right? What does that look like? To me, it's nervous system support. I'm not saying it's not body, like relaxing your body, stretching your body. That's part of it, right? But it's also nervous system support, because if your stress is too high, your body's not going to recover. And then you're not going to be able to keep up on that routine. So if movement constantly feels hard, your brain starts to resist it. I'm going to say that again. If movement constantly feels hard, your brain starts to resist it. All right. So how to start feeling better. We're going to go right into this, and I may have a little demo for you too. Some things that you can just take away and see how you feel. So I've broken these down into 3 simple categories: mobility and stretching. That's one way to start to feel better. Nervous system support and recovery support. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit into what mobility and stretching looks like. What does that do? Oh gosh, it reduces the stiffness we may feel. It improves circulation, right? As we get older, our circulation, just normal circulation rate, goes down. We're just not, it's just our bodies, right? Our bodies are older, so we have to actually do more of this in some ways than the other stuff. So you're boosting your circulation when you start to do mobility and stretching. You help movement feel easier, not the mobility and stretching exercises. Your daily movement, getting out of bed in the morning, getting into bed at night, getting up from chairs, getting down, sitting into a chair, getting out of the car, climbing stairs, right? All of those movements start to feel easier when we include a little bit of mobility and stretching into our day. The second category, nervous system support. This could look like breath work. Like I said, in my Step Out of Stress 5-day virtual program, 2 to 3 minutes or less is going to go a long way for you on a daily basis. But breath work, I didn't do that last week. We'll do it today. So it's breath work, slowing down. What does slowing down mean? Right now for me, slowing down means after I've done a bunch of stuff, in my day, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to take a pause. I'm not going to do anything maybe for 10, 15 minutes, maybe longer. I'm actually going to give myself a break. I got home, for an example, I got home from teaching my seat class this morning. I got home like around, 11:45. I start this live stream at 12:15. I had a half an hour. What did I do? In the past, I would have jumped into trying to get other things done. I would have hopped on my email. I would have started doing other sorts of work. No, I actually sat my butt down and had a protein smoothie. said, I got to refuel my body and I got to just, bleh. So I just sat down. I didn't even look at my phone. I kind of zoned out. I think I put on some TV episode of a favorite show of mine just to give my brain a break and my body just to switch it up. That's slowing down for me. I wasn't jumping into the next task. I knew what I had to do at 12:15 p.m. So I wanted to reboot myself. So I just relaxed. I didn't start to rush into the next thing. And another thing too is creating those moments of reset. That's a reset for me. Sitting down, kind of just doing brainless stuff. That helps me reset. Sometimes a walk helps. I need some fresh air, need some different scenery, get outside, right? If the weather's good, right? If it's not raining, I'll go outside. That's a way to reset. So breath work, slowing down, creating moments of reset. And slowing down can really, whatever slowing down means for you, if you don't know what it means for you, maybe journal that. Journal that and then come back to me. All right, just taking a moment here to check that all things are moving along here and working. Okay, so let's do a little mini reset demo. Okay. My gosh, what does that look like? So let's say it's the middle of the day, or maybe it's first thing in the morning, or even at night. It doesn't matter when you do this or what order. So I'm going to show you 3 simple things: a gentle spinal mobility move, a shoulder neck release, and some breath work, combining those two. So you could either, let me just make sure I got some good, here we go. Yeah, good view here. So let's say I'm going to go to the floor. Now you can do this on the floor, but for time purposes, let's just do it standing or seated. You could totally be seated for this demo. So for a gentle spinal mobility, cat-cows. Okay, if you've taken a yoga class or anything like that, you can do this seated or standing. So if you're seated, you're just going to hinge forward like I am standing and place your hands on your thighs. And you're going to gently tuck your tail. You're going to round your spine. And then untuck your tail and lift your chest. And you're going to round. And you're going to release. And I'm doing this standing. It feels so good. So just a little spinal movement here goes a long way. How do you incorporate breath into the spinal movement? Well, I take an inhale. I go into my cow. And when I exhale, I round into my cat. I inhale back to cow. I exhale back to cat. You can do this seated. You can do it on hands and knees. So linking that breath with the movement takes you out of your brain, into your body, helps your body reset and release tension. Let's do a little neck shoulder release, shall we? Hi, Erin. Thanks for joining. So wherever you are, you're seated, you're standing, you are just going to sit up nice and tall. You're going to take your right hand behind you, and you're going to slowly drop your left ear to your left shoulder. You're going to feel a nice stretch along the neck and the shoulder area. You may even feel it right in front. You're going to take a deep breath down into your rib cage. And exhale, stay in the stretch. Take another inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. We're going to do 3. Exhale, release. Slowly bring the head up. Release that arm. Woo! Right? Let's do the other side. Left hand behind. Drop the right shoulder to the right ear. Take a deep breath down into your rib cage. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Feel that stretch on the left. Take one more breath. Just notice what you feel in your body. Slowly bring the head up. Release that arm down, and then you can just kind of roll the shoulders out. Hey, how long did that take? I was sort of taking time on that. I really think that took like under 5 minutes if you were timing it. Under 5 minutes. Little spinal movement with breath, a little neck and shoulder release can do yourself, your body, your nervous system a huge service. That's how I'm going to put that today. So, slowing your pace, being aware of how your body feels, and breathing. If you're holding your breath, your body's just going to resist more with the movement. So breath work is very important. Don't worry about how you're doing it. Just breathe. Go ahead and you can repeat that anytime you like. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going into a really quick moment here with strength training, right? Because that's how we live a pain-free life, right? At least less pain is better, right? The stronger we are in our bodies, the less pain we feel, the less tension that we feel. So here's what most people miss with strength training. Strength training works better when your body feels supported. Recovery improves, movement quality improves. Okay, so when the body feels less tense, more stable, more connected, right? The strength becomes more effective, right? More sustainable and more confidence building because you're giving yourself, your body and your mind moments to just feel better, right? With those things I talked about, mobility, stretching, nervous system support, and gosh, what was the other thing? Recovery support, right? Which I think they go both hand in hand. And I didn't mention in my recovery support, you know what? I feel like I just missed the whole third category for you. I'm so sorry. Recovery support, rest, hydration, spacing workouts appropriately. I'm so sorry I missed that category. That's really key there. Getting proper sleep, getting proper hydration, and spacing your workouts out appropriately. I've had to do that into my now mid to late 40s. Yes, I don't work out every day. My strength training routine is spread out, okay? So I'm sorry I missed that third category. So going back to the strength training piece, right? So when we start to do these things, that's when our strength training, it works better. It becomes more effective. You don't feel like you're just draining out your energy and just doing, and nothing's happening. You're actually giving yourself time to reset is going to help keep your strength or your strength training more effective, more sustainable, and more confidence building for sure. So on that note, this is exactly why I approach Power Up Your Strength differently, okay? So inside the program, my Power Up Your Strength program, I got a new cohort starting June 1st, 2026, right? That's just a few weeks away. So inside the program, and we not only have strength training, we have the functional movement aspect of it, but we have mobility and recovery. That's what I teach. I teach nervous system support as well. Especially, it's woven into my mobility and stretching sessions. And there's short things and there's long things that you can learn to do, because I get it. We're all busy people, and sometimes we just have 5 minutes and we want something big, right? 5 minutes goes a long way, you guys. Okay. And we're building confidence alongside the strength, right? Because building strength shouldn't leave your body feeling worse, okay? It's not about feeling so sore the next day that you can't put your arms above your head. You're just so stiff, you can't move, right? That's not what it's about, right? It's the opposite, right? I feel strength training makes us even more mobile than we think. In fact, mobility is woven into the strength training. I do that. Nobody knows that they're doing it. And the reason I feel so strongly about this is because I needed the support. I actually was doing too much and I was getting injured. And as my body was going through different change, like perimenopause, right? The loss of estrogen, my joints were hurting. My God, my joints, I was throwing stuff out, my hips were get tight, my low back, I was having all these ailments and I could not get better. Recovery was taking a long ass time. And so now, because I've woven in more nervous system support tools and stretching and mobility, I have found that, wow, I can strength train now a lot better, safer, and I feel freaking good, man. I feel more confident than I ever have. So, and a lot of my clients, they say the same thing as well. When those movements makes them feel, since they've done strength training and mobility work, the usual movements of the day feel great, right? The stair climbing, getting up from a chair, sitting into a chair, even for long periods of time, even though we might have that stiffness from sitting for long periods of time, they can get up and loosen up pretty quickly, right? Get all those kinks out. So I'm inviting you to start this new cohort with me on June 1st. That's a Monday. My strength program is a hybrid program. It is in person and virtual, okay? We connect on an app. We connect on the Trainerize app so that you have your accountability, but you have your access to the program at your fingertips, okay? There is a monthly office hours, group office hours, where you get additional support. And a lot of my clients, I have some clients who are all virtual with me, and I have clients who do both. They come in to see me here in my studio, but then on the other times when they're not with me, they're connected to the app, connected to everybody else in the community of the program so that they have that accountability, they have that support, they can ask questions and access to me through direct messaging. And that's the big piece here, right? That's the piece on how to stay consistent, is the accountability, right? People don't just join my program for the workouts, okay? It's not just about the exercise. It's not just about how to train your movements better. It's about showing up and reporting to me, to the group, whoever, that I'm doing this and I'm getting it done, even when I have a bad week and even when I have a bad day, right? Because I know I have my coach, I have other people that can support me as well. So, yeah, that is the gist of it. So I'm inviting you all right here. If you want to learn more, please direct message me the word strong, STRONG. Please do that. You can also book a free 30-minute consultation with me. I have the link in the description box. I will put that in after this live stream is done to book a free call with me to get all of your questions answered and to see if this program is a good fit for you or not. Okay? So if your body has been asking for more support, a more supportive approach to strength and movement, I'd love to help you. Okay. So message me strong, send me a direct message. Or yeah, if you're ready, if you have questions, you should just book that consultation. I have put it in the comments below. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.